All right. Good morning, everyone. We are live on GTApreneurs YouTube channel. Welcome to Spotlight on Business by GTApreneurs. I have the pleasure of welcoming to the show Charlene Day. She is the member of the week for GTApreneurs Thornhill Professional Network. So I'm so happy to have her here to introduce her to you all and let her know what she has been doing and what she can do for you. So let's start out, Charlene. Welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here.
Good. So you are in our network as a nutritionist. And what made you get into the field of nutrition?
Well, basically, I'm a registered dietary consultant, but known more as a holistic nutritionist. And I got into that 50 years ago now because I was invited to go away on a wellness retreat. Well, I guess my diet wasn't that great back then. And on this wellness retreat, we ate fruits and vegetables all weekend. By the second day, I got very ill. And the gentleman who was running the show basically put me on a 7-day cleanse after that, just to help me get well again. And after the 7 days, I felt so amazing that I am going to, for the rest of my life, look into health, because this is just so amazing how we can be really healthy and feel amazing. And so I basically took the rest of my life and started looking at various different things. It opened up the physical, the mental, emotional, and the spiritual aspects of who we are. And I really started studying in all those arenas and, got different. I've been a massage therapist. I've been obviously a registered nutritionist. I've studied neuro-linguistic programming, which is sometimes called NLP, which helps with the thinking. And what else have I done? I've done a lot of different things over the years that really help with I also have a Bachelor of Spiritual Science. So I got into that for 4 years as well. And
I'm glad that you brought up with the mental, the emotional, the physical and stuff like that, because, it's not just a matter of, putting things in your body, coming up with a plan in that, right? There is so much more, because our lives are different every day. There's ups and downs and things like that. And sometimes we eat because of certain emotions, right?
Exactly.
Right. So that's not just about you making some, eat this, eat that and stuff like that, right? You look at, and is that what you mean by holistic nutrition? Because you're
exactly. Yes, I am not somebody that just looks at the outside. In fact, a lot of my clients that come to me have been through the medical model. They didn't get the help they wanted, and so they find me. And I dig deep to find what is the real cause. And the real cause may be physical, it may be something they're eating. It may be mental, it may be spiritual, it may even be like something that's going on emotionally. So everything, we need to really dig deep to find out what is really going on. So I'm not about putting Band-Aids on, I'm about getting to the cause, turning around the cause so that we can actually get that person really healthy again. So
no, that's great. Yeah. And because, it's just like a lot of times people have a certain condition going on, they go to the doctor, okay, here's a medication, right? But that actually is the Band-Aid solution, right? But it's not actually curing the issue, but then you have medication and all of a sudden you may have side effects of the medication, right? And of course, medications is hard on your liver, maybe it's hard on your stomach, or maybe it's hard on a different body part, right? So I think that's great about what you do. And with the whole mental block, like some people know that I was a personal trainer for 13 years. And so I train people, weight loss was the biggest one that people wanted to accomplish. Of course, that helps with blood pressure and things like that. And I know I had this one case of this young lady, she's married. She was doing 3 times a week, right? Which personal training is not cheap, and that, right? And she just wasn't getting that many results. And I had to, after so many months, I'm trying to get a little deeper. And it turns out that she was severely, like, physically abused in a previous marriage.
Wow.
10 years ago, right? Because she used to be really thin, right? And it turns out that where she's like, I'm kind of feeling that if I return to how I used to look, maybe he's going to find me, and I was like, wow, right? It wouldn't occur. So here she's doing all these separate things. I'm giving her education, nutrition. I'm giving her the advice and exercise. I'm putting her through the workouts and stuff like that. But it was that mental block, right? So to know that you help people with things like that to get to the root causes is so important.
Yeah, and I find that it's really, well, as you said, really important, because so many people just go for the Band-Aid, and then they get another Band-Aid and another one. And so it does require that the people that see me want to participate in their own healing, because we are going to do some work, right? We're going to really look for what is it that's really going on and find out what the real cause is. I had one lady who was losing her hair one time, and turned out that it actually went back to being abused, right? So it so many different things that can show up, depending on how open the person is to actually investigating what is the real cause here. But on the physical level, I actually have really, again, well, I've written a whole lot of books as well. And one of the books is on the immune system. And that is really current these days, because I really feel for people who are so frightened about this virus. And I want to show them through education just how powerful their immune system really is. Because if they understand what's really going on in here and how amazing it is, then and know how to support it naturally, then they will not be so frightened. And so that's the type of people I've been working with recently, and the outreach that I'm doing. I'm going to be doing another outreach on the 29th of this month, explaining how the immune system works and then how to support it naturally. So, and I'm actually doing that with another GTApreneur person, Kara-Lynn, and we both have things that can help the immune system. So we're both going to be showing people that in our presentation, and some of the things that I have found, again, through all the research that I've done with all the different books. 4 of them are bestsellers, so I guess I'm a best-selling author. And I really delve deep in the science as well, because there's so many supplements out there on the marketplace right now, and people are so confused about what is available. And again, through my science and really looking at, okay, let's dig deep here as well. What's real? And in that research, I came across a doctor by the name of Dr. Shaklee, and found that he wanted to create things in harmony with nature. And what that means is that the supplements that he created had the coenzymes, the cofactors, all the enzymes, everything that is needed to get into the body were in the supplements. And when I first started as a nutritionist, I used health food store brands, and I used professional brands. And then when I found this company with Dr. Shaklee 25 years ago now, I had more clinical results because the stuff actually got into the bloodstream and into the cells. And I was just blown away at the results. And I even elongated my mother's life for 5 years because of that, because of showing her those products and getting her on those. So I really make sure that on the physical level, I promote and align with that particular company because they work. And as a nutritionist, my integrity is really high, and for me, and I don't want to align myself with anything that really doesn't work. And so I am very passionate about making sure people take the good stuff. And right now I have found for 25 years, the thing that works is this company that's called Shaklee. And right now with the immune challenges that are going on, there's another doctor, Dr. Kojima, who spent 40 years of his life trying to find something that would be equal to interferon. Now, what interferon is in our body, it's a messenger chemical between the cells. And Dr. Kojima actually found interferon years ago, and then spent the 40 years of his life to see what is in nature that could actually help interferon work. And he found 4 herbs that did that, and created a product called Nutriferon, and then gave Shaklee the exclusive rights to sell that. So that is one of the things that I am promoting these days, because I am a healthy 70-year-old, and also don't wear glasses yet either. So,
Lucky you.
so I'm a walking example of what it looks like to be a healthy senior. No hearing aids, no glasses, no nothing. And I want to share that with other people, because what I found works, and I want to put it out and share with others what they can do for themselves, so that they don't have to be so frightened and can be as healthy as they want to be. So that's what I'm currently working on.
Yeah. And that's great, you know, and like, I know that when we were younger, we think 70 something, wow, that's like really old, right? And that, and, you know, even some people today, right? No, I'm old. Even people who are 60 and that, right? They feel sluggish, they feel I'm sick and stuff like that, right? And a lot of people, like, they don't live beyond young 70s, right? Early 70s and stuff. So, I mean, today you're just like any 40-year-old, honestly, right? Your mind is sharp, you know, physically you're great, you're healthy. No, when was the last time you ever got sick?
Probably a few years ago, because again, remember, with illness, it's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And sometimes stress, like when things are happening emotionally and you get really stressed, then yes, the cold virus or whatever is passing by, you know, you'll catch it or whatever. Although a lot of times colds are about, it's a message to yourself to actually look after yourself and maybe slow down. So probably the last time I got sick, it was a message from my body going, slow down.
Exactly, right? But still, to be at your age and you have not gotten sick for a couple of years, I think that's pretty good, right? I mean, some people just treat it as normal. Oh yeah, every fall I get the flu, every fall I get the cold, I get, you know, it's just a normal thing every winter, right? But you don't have to, you know? And you brought so many good topics, Charlene. I mean, nutrition's a great topic. Of course, I love the topic, you know, but it is something that so many people want to know. And the problem is that there's so much information out there, right? And not all of it's true. And people are not sure what to do. People, they want to be healthier these days, especially during COVID, but even without COVID, you know, people just want to be healthier. And what's the truth, right? And the truth is, it comes from your research, you know, and
I feel bad for the consumer right now, because there's so much information out there. And unless they know how to do the research, they are bombarded and don't know, what do I believe? What's true and what's not true?
Yeah.
And those are good questions to ask, actually, because a lot of what you see on the media is not true. So you need to really question things and see, is that something I need to investigate to see if that really is the truth? And so I feel badly for the consumer these days. Like, I've had, I guess, 50 years of being able to do research. Most people haven't done that. They haven't written so many books and done all that research. And so I feel badly. And so I'm hoping that people will use my research, in other words, what's going on in here, and come and see me, and then I can show them what their body needs, because everybody's biochemically individual. You all need something different, and I can help you find out what is really going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you know, it is so detailed. Like, I took nutrition at university as well, in chemistry and that, right? And you know, so for a lot of people, they don't like chemistry, right? And that, and you know, like, they don't really know, like, what goes on in the cell. Like, each body part, like if you take a microscope, right, each of these little tiny cell, and for you've done the research, so you know exactly what's in the cell, what's on the outside of the cell, what things make up it, right? You know, the periodic table, like, you know, like sodium and chloride and you know, copper and zinc and all these different things, you know. So that's why that, you know what, it's really impossible for the average person who has to work and they have a family, they have commitments, to go on and study all these university level things to figure out what the truth is, right? And a lot of things that are out there, a lot of things, they're just sales pitches, right? And stuff. I mean, Unfortunately, that's the situation is, and, even for something like Dr. Oz, he's a doctor, but you know what? Honestly, the network owns him to be right and stuff like that, right? So he's getting paid to promote the supplement, right? But, is that really right? Good for you, right? And then one of your books you wrote, you said it is on immunology, right?
Yeah, I have the book called The Immune System Handbook, Your Owner's Manual. And it basically shows how your immune system works and then all the natural things that you do to support it.
Yeah.
So, things like sleep, exercise, eating well, thinking well. So all of that is in the back of the book as well, to how you support your immune system, because again, we're a whole person. We got to look at the whole aspect of us.
Exactly.
And so very, very important. And so that's what the book deals with. And
and I know for myself, the same with me. The last time I ever got sick was when it was a high stress level, right? And because there's a couple different things here, right? And I said, I love nutrition as well, like you do too, and stuff. And I mean, so you have the holistic things, right? But again, it's about putting the right ingredients in your body, right?
Exactly.
Right. Like if you want to build a house, okay, what house do you want to build? Do you want to build like, just out of scrap wood and everything, right? Because it's really cheap, right? And then put it together, right? And then it leaks and right, the wind can blow it over and stuff like that, which is kind of like some people. They just eat fast food all the time, right? Or they eat chips and pop and all our system, right? And that stuff in small amounts occasionally is not going to kill you, right? But or do you want a house that's solid? It can resist the wind, right? It doesn't leak. It's soundproofed. It's got like marble counters and like gorgeous tile and really big stone.
Right.
So what kind of house? So our bodies are a house, right? So.
Yeah. And there's so many different supplements on the market, and again, I sort of divide them into three. One where they're synthetic, and the second one where it's half food and half something else, and then the third type is like more food-based supplements, and that's what I refer to, because I want people to have as much real food aspect going into them. And they're the ones that work, right? And that's the only brand I found that does that is Shaklee. And I have been using it now for 25 years with amazing results, like people who are headache free now, who are don't have a lot of the little symptoms that they used to have. I've even helped people turn around cancer. So it is the whole range, because again, I've got almost 50 years of clients at this point. So it's a lot of different people turning around a lot of different things, depending on what is, depending on what they're ready to change, I guess is what it comes down to.
And I guess that's probably the most gratifying part, right? When you see people that they get these results, right? And it's not just about, weight loss and more energy, which those things are great too, if those are the different things you have. But the different health changes you'll be able to have, help people with, right? I mean, that's miraculous. I mean, with cancer, diabetes, all these different things, to turn this around without taking pharmaceuticals, I guess, it means something you need to do or sort of thing, right? Then that's just amazing, But the other thing as well is that it is a big question out there. Well, should I only eat whole foods or should I take supplements, right? And so then with the, so tell us then the difference. So we want to always put the healthy food.
Years ago, eating whole food would have been possible. But unfortunately, our soils are now so devoid of the minerals and the vitamins and things that are in there, it's mostly minerals, that we need, that we now are being forced to supplement. And so it's something that we do need to do if we really want to stay healthy. And again, when I did my research, because again, writing a lot of books, I do a lot of research, I found that the Shaklee company was the one that did the best in terms of giving me the best results. And so that's the one that I align myself with, because it works. I've got more clinical results in the last 25 years when I found that company than I ever had with my other products that I ever used with my clients. So I'm a great believer in them because they work. So,
and I'm glad you brought that up, because that is kind of one of those $1 million questions. Why should I take supplements? Can't I just have all the foods? So, just the whole foods, right? But I'm, the fact that I'm hearing that because our soils have been depleted, right? That
Yes,
unfortunately, even some of the whole foods, they just don't have the same nutrients that they had 100 years ago,
that's right.
right? And so what about they people can go to Shoppers Drug Mart and all these different stores, there's all these different supplements out there. So what's the difference between the ones that you're suggesting and the ones they could buy at the store?
Well, I basically call them more whole food versions versus the ones that are in the store well, there's again the drugstore version, which some of them are synthetic actually. Then there's the real like stuff you usually find in the health food stores, and that has got real stuff in it, but it's not always the right formulations.
Right.
And what I found with Dr. Shaklee, he was a real man. He actually got the right formulations together because he turned around his cancer and successfully, and figured out the right formulations to do that, and then passed it along. And that company's been around now for 60 some odd years now. So it's not a new it's not just out there just new. It's got a lot of in fact about 100 years of research behind it, because Dr. Shaklee was born in the 1800s. So it's got a lot of research behind it, and that's what I like, the research and the proof that it actually does work. And I've had more proof with my clients in the last 25 years when I switched over to that, of amazing turnarounds with people's health. So I'm happy with the results that I get with using those more wholesome, I'm going to call them, products. So.
No, that's awesome. And that's just so impressive, right? I mean, for, to go overcome cancer, I mean, people get cancer these days, and part of it does come from what's in the food. There's preservatives and artificial colors and flavors and everything else, right? But to know that there actually can be a healthy, natural way to heal that, like that's outstanding, right? And I mean, we're almost out of time here. So I just want to quickly ask you about, I know this is a big topic, but in terms of COVID right now, you're going to be talking you have your webinar Friday, January the 29th at 12 o'clock, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So we're going to put the link to register with the video text, because we want people to come out to that, because there is so many questions, right? I mean, it's a lot to learn, right? But can you just quickly tell us something about the COVID situation, right? And why it's so important for people to get the right information to stay healthy.
Well, it's important to support your immune system. I mean, that's huge. Like the more that you can do to support it. And again, that's, physically supporting it, mentally supporting it, like even spiritually supporting it. You've got to look at the whole of you in terms of supporting it. Because it's not just about what we eat, it's about what we think as well. And we need to look at the whole aspect of support. And on that Friday, at the I guess Zoom event, I guess I'm going to call it.
We'll call it a webinar. This is the
webinar.
It's on the web, right? And it's like sort of a seminar, but interactive, right? People can ask questions and everything.
Yes, people will be able to ask questions as well, and we'll introduce the different aspects of our immunity and how to support it. And very, very important these days that we do everything that we can to support all aspects of self, because it's not just one of, like we are multifaceted beings, and so we need to look physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We need to look at the whole picture. It's not just one, right? And so we want to put all of that together, and that's when we get real health, when we have all of those in place, and that we're working on the whole element of who we really are, all of us. So that's very, very important.
Well, I know I'm looking forward to it. I'm already signed up for your webinar. I think everyone here should be signed up for the webinar, because, it's just a crazy time we're in right now, right? This is the first time anyone who's alive right now, even, right, has ever experienced this. I don't know, maybe the 99-year-old guy, Even he was not around in 1908, right? Was it 1908 or 1918, the Spanish flu that went around? So this is new, pardon me. And, you know, like there are situations we need to go into. Like, I mean, first of all, like, you know, can we get COVID by going into the grocery store wearing a mask, or all these different things? There's so many questions about that, right? But, you know, the point I'm getting from you is that, you know, it starts with in here, right?
Yes.
You can keep this strong, then that probably doesn't even matter if you're in the same room with someone with COVID, right? I mean, that's what kind of what I'm getting from you, right? But you know what? People need to learn. And then I'm looking forward to learn even more, because you've taken this, you know, education degree, immunology books and stuff like that. So I want to learn more, you know, to say, you know, what are the things we can put in our body besides the holistic things, right? That are going to keep our immune system strong. So
Yes.
that way, if we do encounter someone who's got a virus, that we can not get the virus. That's what we want, right? So yeah. So thanks so much for coming to you, Charlene. You are awesome. I know we can talk about this all day. I love nutrition, right? You're a nutritionist is such a great topic, you know, but people do need to sign up for your webinar. Again, please go to the link below to sign up, and it's going to be great. Like you mentioned, we're going to have Kara-Lynn Palmer, who does Vox Life, who also has great products that can help you with your health. And yeah, so you have a lovely day, Charlene. And we're also going to
people can get a hold of me at charleneday.com, or they can email me at charlene@charleneday.com. So
yeah, perfect. And I'm actually going to put all your contact information in the text below, so people can reach out to you directly, because you know, it's not just about your webinar. That's great too, but you know what, Charlene is more than happy to provide you with a free consultation. To give her a call, book a meeting right in that. It doesn't cost you anything. And let's get going. I want to help you guys get healthy out there, right? We want to get back to normal, right? So come on out next Friday, the Friday the 29th, and also reach out to Charlene to get your complimentary consultation. And you have a very lovely day, Charlene, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you again.